What would you say if I told you all of the advice about the best way to run your business is wrong? You'd probably call me crazy, and you'd be right, and you'd be wrong, all at the same time. You'd be right because there's a lot of good and helpful advice out there that solves a variety of business problems. And you'd be wrong because every business is as unique as its owner. And the best approach for your business isn't somebody else's best way. It's the way that works for you. But finding the best approach means you have to know what works for you. You have to know what your goals are. You have to know what will best serve your business and your clients and your life. This video is part of a series about creating alignment between your personal values and goals and your business. You can access the playlist here, and I will keep adding to it as time goes on. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to identify assumptions about running a business that might be holding you back, and how to replace those assumptions with what actually works for you and your business. Hi, I'm Sally. I help heart and soul aligned entrepreneurs and business owners transform their businesses to better serve their clients and themselves. Our first step in determining your best approach is to define success. The chances are good that you haven't really thought about how you define success. Most people don't. Most of us never stop to think about where we get our ideas about how the world works. We just run with the assumptions and beliefs we acquired from other people. So for most people, a successful business is one that makes a lot of money and continues to grow year after year. But is that always true? There are a lot of seemingly successful businesses that are absolute dumpster fires. You just can't see that from the outside. You can't see how much the owners are scrambling to hold it all together. They may not feel successful. And what about not-for-profit ventures? They're specifically designed not to make a profit, not to make money, because that's not their goal. Their goal is to provide necessary services that we haven't figured out how to make a profit doing. Or how about co-ops? They're not designed to make a profit either. They provide benefits to their members, like lower prices, that are available only when things are purchased in bulk. Both of those examples can be highly successful businesses, but they define success very differently. So what's your definition of success? How do you measure it? What would you call a successful life? What does your version of a successful business look like? Let's discuss in the comments. So how do you identify the places where you're operating based on assumptions? Well, first, take a look at any terms that feel squishy, like you're not standing on solid ground or can't grasp a concept firmly. If something feels vague, you need to figure out what that term or concept means to you. Specificity is always your friend when it comes to business. So the more specific you can get about these things, the better off you'll be. And the same goes for ideas or terms that are loaded with emotion. If you've got a lot of feelings around something, you need to get clear about your definition for that term, because something you believe is giving it a loaded emotional charge. And those emotions are going to be running your decisions, and not necessarily in the way that creates your best outcomes. And this is actually a good practice for life in general. People try to sell us things all the time using emotionally loaded language where the definitions are vague. Knowing what you mean by abundance, success, growth, and other value-loaded terms will help you determine whether the thing being sold is right for you and your business. So once you've come up with your own specific definitions for terms that were once just words, you can apply the exact same process to your business concepts. Why are you doing the things in your business the way you're doing them? There are a number of reasons we make the choices we make about our businesses and how they operate. 1, we are doing this on purpose because we know it works for us and for our business. 2, we assume, based on observing other people, that it's the right way to do things. 3, we have always done it that way. 4, we are so busy and so scattered, we are adopting the path of least resistance. only that first one is going to get you the results you want. Each of the other 3 reasons might get you the results you want, but eventually they will stop being useful. It is so important to be conscious of the reasons behind the decisions you make, and to make decisions for your life and your business that actually take you in the direction you want to go. As I said earlier, specificity is always your friend in business. If you understand the specifics of a situation and you have a specific goal in mind, you can consciously choose the approach most likely to get you there. So look at every system you have in place, every offer, every client interaction. Are you doing things the way you're doing them on purpose? And if not, why not? And how would you like to do this differently? It can be really helpful to have some experienced support when you're trying to become a more conscious business owner. And I would love to work with you through some of this during a free 30-minute alignment conversation. My contact information is in the show notes. So, what does operating by assumptions look like in the business world? Here's an example, sort of. I live in a high-rise. We have a rooftop deck with gorgeous views, and it is one of my favorite places to be in the summer. For 4.5 years, I worked from home as an instructional designer for an agency, and never once went up to the deck to work. Why? Because I was working, and working from the deck wouldn't be professional. Mind you, I sat on my couch wearing cargo shorts most days, only putting on nice tops when I had business calls, but working from the deck wouldn't be professional. And I did not question that definition of professional until I went up to the deck to do some writing earlier this week, over a year after I left that job. And that right there is a picture of me taken literally moments before I had that realization. I think of all the opportunities I had to work in a beautiful space with stunning views that I completely missed because I'd never specified how I was defining the word professional. Now, to be clear, I wouldn't shoot these videos on that deck, and I wouldn't take client calls or lead groups from there, but that's because of the noise and the potential privacy issues for my clients. But being professional has nothing to do with it. And now let's practice. Here's a question to help you find a unique solution to a potential business problem that you can solve your own way. What would you create or change if you got specific about the intersection between your values and your clients' needs and decided to create something to set your clients up for success? This requires being really clear and specific about your own values and what your clients need from you. It also requires a very clear and specific definition of success as it relates to your clients. Your definition of success. I challenge you to do this work, and then let us know how it goes in the comments. Do you know any other business owners who could benefit from this information? Please share my videos with them. And if you'd like to learn more tips and tools for living as an empowered entrepreneur, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos. Thank you.